what's up, everybody? Gonna do a classic rock reaction, man. This is a concert reaction, man, and it is ELP, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, live in Zurich, man, Zurich, Switzerland. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna treat this concert. It's around an hour long. I'm gonna treat it like an album reaction. Album reactions are usually about that long, and so I'm going to split it in 2 parts. Ultimately, there'll be 3 parts. Part 3, or the third video, will be the review, and it's just going to be a small review. I'm not going to do anything lengthy, just to stay within that hour mark. That's my goal these days with my limited amount of time that I've got. So that's what we're gonna do, man. Before I pop this off, I just want to give a shout out and a thanks to Caden Richards. Thanks, man. I appreciate the recommendation and the link. Caden's got a note for me. He said, hey Wayne, since the progressive rock gods demanded you do more of the genre, Quincy sent Tarxus and I sent Karn Evil 9, you seem to really dig and enjoy their 2 long epic pieces. Therefore, I have ELP live in concert in 1970. This is ELP on their first tour since the release of their debut album. Since you have already done The Barbarian, which was also from the same concert here is the rest of the performance. The other 4 songs they played all combined into one video. The running order is a little bit wrong, but at least it has the songs, which are Rondo, an adaptation of the classical piece including a killer Carl Palmer drum solo, an encore jam of Nut Rocker, an extended jam of Take a Pebble, and finally Knife Edge with a bluesy melody to end off. So that's what we're going to be checking out, man. 4 individual songs all in one. Now, of course, I'm going to split it down the middle and split it up into parts. So this is what these guys were like live, and for 1970 they would have no idea they would become one of the biggest and most popular progressive bands of the 70s. Hope you enjoy. Right on, man. I'm sure I will. ELP definitely just arrests my attention and captures my imagination, so I'm looking forward to it. All right, without further ado, let's call this part 1 of ELP live in Zurich 1970. Let's get it. Cheers. So shortly after their debut. Sounds like they've already got a strong fan base.
I played for a group called King Crimson.
I was with the Crazy World of Arthur Brown.
It's a band called The Nice.
I really haven't ever had time to think about hobbies, working all the time.
Hobbies?
Keeps you out of trouble.
Driving. I quite like driving.
From one gig to
So I
another.
just bought a car. I haven't got many hobbies really,
I don't really have another hobby. I used to have a hobby in photography and fishing, but now I've only got time to devote my whole life to music.
What would I be? I don't know really. I've never really been to work, you see, so I don't know. I really just don't know. It's sort of impossible to ask, Like, I'm a musician, and that's where I'd like it to stay, really. I was a schoolboy before, because I've never been to work.
I probably wouldn't choose a job. I'd commit suicide.
I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Wow. There's nothing else. Reminds me of the mad scientist. All of this coming from 3 people. This must have been a trip for you old cats. With all of that shit you were doing back in the day, and then listening to this. being in the zone. Is there any doubt that these guys love what they're doing? It's got the same sound as Neil Peart. That was a cool visual of the road. They're on a bus because the cars are just whipping past them. so much intensity and passion. And then there's Keith Emerson, the mad scientist. That's what I'm going to call him. Or Sweeney Todd. If he does a backflip off of that thing, I'll be impressed as hell. Almost. Where do you rank Carl among the great drummers of the 70s? Top 10, top 5? Let me know. He's excellent. shots at the crowd. They're just in it now. What a great jam band.
Thank you very much.
All right, y'all. So that is what I'm calling part one of Emerson, Lake and Palmer live in Zurich, 1970. They're in the zone, man. Holy cow. What a spectacle. That's the word. A spectacle to behold. And you got to give it up to Greg Lake and Carl Palmer, because obviously they are following Keith Emerson. And to stay with that guy, man, and to stay on point with him, they have definitely earned their keep there. So keeping themselves in that tight pocket, that tight precision is quite a feat, man. I see him as the mad scientist in a good way, Keith Emerson. And he is just passionate and crazy about playing that damn organ. In your mind, where do you rank him among the great organ players of rock and roll, rock bands? The genre of rock and roll, where do you place him? Obviously, he's in the top 5, no doubt. There's the John Paul Joneses and there's the John Lords, where do you put him in and among that group? Tell me why. That'll be very, very interesting. All right, so let's call this the end of part 1, man. When we come back, we're going to hit up part 2 and then the review. See you in part 2. Okay, everybody, here we are, man, back again. We are hitting up Emerson, Lake, and Palmer live in Zurich in 1970. This is part 2. Let's get it.
Cast it to the sea, then watch the rivers that unfold into me. My face spills so gently into your eyes, disturbing the waters of our lives. on your grass. Wounded words of laughter are graveyards of the past. Photographs are grey and torn, scattered in your fields. Letters of your memories are not real.
Cool shot. Background of the trees.
I got a dog and his name was Blue. Bet you $5 he's a good dog too. Blue chased the possum off a cinnamon tree. Blue looked down and the dog looked at me.
Just a minute, hold the phone.
No, wait a minute, no, please. No, really, really. I mean it, I mean it. 4, where was it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
This guy's fun to watch. They're having fun keeping up with them. Trying to.
like a worn-out in pockets creased and tattered hang the rags of yours. Daybreak is your midnight. The colors have all died, disturbing the waters of our lives, of our lives, lives, lives. Of our lives.
What a trip.
Tread the road, cross the abyss, take a look down at the madness. On the streets of the city, only specters still have pity. Patient queues for the gallows, sing the praises of the hallowed. Our machines feed the furnace, if they take us, they will burn us. Tread the road, cross the abyss, take a look down at the madness. On the streets of the city, only specters still had pity. Patient queues for the gallows, sing the praises of the hallowed. Our machines feed the furnace, if they take us, they will burn us.
this guy can make.
Flames of the season. Will you hold to your reason? Load it down with your silence. Can you still keep your balance? Can you live on a knife edge?
Excellent vocals too. Good clarity. The mad scientist. If we could see shots of the crowd, I'm sure they would be just mesmerized. That was awesome. They want more. That was great, man. Masterful musicians. Very, very passionate. And I like the testimony at the top of it where they're like, no, for us, there's just nothing else. I will not get a regular job. I don't give a damn about side hobbies or whatever the case may be. This is it. This is my passion. This is what I'm meant to do. I have joy out of it that a hobby would give me. I don't consider it to be work. You know, this is just my life's mission. How fortunate are they, you know? How many of us can say that, yeah, man, what I'm doing is just basically, it just envelops my life to the point where I'm just in it, you know? And I don't have a lot of spare time to devote to anything else except this. That's where these guys are at, man. You accomplish so much at a certain level, it's unbelievable. All right, so let's call this the end of part 2, man. And come on back, we're gonna hit up a short review. There's an article I want to read about this. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, y'all, here we are, man. That was excellent. What a fantastic showcase of their skills, their passion, their zaniness. It's like a frenzy just watching Emerson just go off on the piano and the organ. Incredible. Definitely the mad scientist. And but give it up to Lake and Palmer, man. Choice rhythm section, and they really do their part in keeping up to him. And also too, Greg Lake's vocals are really good, man. Very, very crisp, very clear. Excellent singer all around. These guys are choice, man. They're fantastic. So there is a review here, and it's from collectorsmusicreviews.com, and it's about this particular concert. And it says, quote, "This concert is one of the earliest ELP shows on tape and occurs during their first trip to Europe after their formation the previous summer. The first appearance is in Bremen, Germany on November 26th for a Beat Club filming, a 20-minute set featuring Take a Pebble and Knife Edge, broadcast on New Year's Eve. The first appearance before a paid audience is 2 nights later at the Congress Hall in Frankfurt on November 28th, followed by the Circus Krone in Munich, November 29th, and Nuremberg on November 30th. In December, the band played on December 1st in Vienna, of which an 80-minute tape circulates, and December 2nd in Stuttgart. 2 tapes exist for the final night in Germany on December 6th at the Fest Hall in Böblingen. The Zurich tape is so good that someone working at the venue that night must have produced it. The band take the stage after a short intro, which is cut off in this recording, and the first half of the show is devoted to the long 40-minute pictures at an exhibition." Okay, so they're just giving us kind of like a rundown and a play down here. They played this at the Isle of Wight Festival several months before, and by this time had taken on its definitive arrangement. The first 20 minutes of the piece is a bit loose, with Emerson in particular missing some of the breaks, and since Carl Palmer follows Emerson, he in turn misses some of them too. The Gnome in particular gets off to a rocky start by the band, but the band hit the tricky rhythms and time signatures and delivers a good performance. The Sage, which is simply Lake and acoustic guitar, sounds great in this recording. The blues variation, which follows the cacophony of the old castle, is one of the highlights of the early performances of the piece and lasts for almost 8 minutes on this recording. Again, Emerson seems to lose his place and misses his cues early on, and the early synthesizer melodies don't sound as fluid as on the version to be recorded for the official live album. The Hammond organ section sounds like a hurricane, however, and the band really cooked. It's great to have such a good recording of the first half of the piece. It says fist here, first half of the piece, because in later performances they would drop this altogether and play only the second half, focusing upon expanding the Baba Yagas and Great Gates of Kiev. The second half, beginning with the third promenade, sounds much tighter and better rehearsed than the first half. The biggest variation to the final version is Emerson's use of the organ sound 2 minutes into the Great Gates of Kiev. There's a long pause before the Barbarian as Emerson introduces the band and the next number. His discussion sounds distant and the balance is off a bit, but comes back again for an excellent performance of the song. It's the latter half of the show that holds many of the surprises. Take a Pebble has at this stage already been expanded into a 20-minute medley and improvisation piece. This performance begins with the first verse and moves into a cover of the traditional folk tune Old Dog Blue, a song recently covered and released by the Byrds on Dr. Byrds and Mr. Hyde. Emerson's piano solos follows and includes the earliest reference to their epic Tarkus. The distinctive melody of the opening section, Eruption, can be heard with Emerson playing the rhythm with the left hand and melody with the right. It even has the emphatic cadences too, and this would of course be expanded greatly when they began to record it the following month at Advision Studios. The keyboardist switches to electro piano and the band play Tank from the first LP. Rondo, including an 8-minute drum solo, closes the set. The encore is a distinctive arrangement of Nut Roker with the rarity Preacher's Blues thrown in the middle. The music for Preacher's Blues would be used later by the band for Tiger in the Spotlight, but a professionally recorded live version surfaced on the Greg Lake Archive release from The Underground Volume 2, Deeper into the Mind, released in 2003. And that is a little bit of background and some context of what we just saw, the concert we just saw, man. One of their earlier concerts. And that's from collectorsmusicreviews.com. All right, y'all. So that concludes our look at ELP live in concert, man. So before I bounce, I just got a couple of reactions I got to hit up coming up, man. Pete, Randy, Brian, and got some Led Zeppelin stuff coming up as well. So that is what I got coming up in the next couple of days. And I believe that Brian has for me almost 1 hour documentary. And there's in the documentary, there's a bunch of really cool interviews from a lot of the prominent stars from back in the Renaissance period, as I'm calling it. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it definitely once I get to that. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this, man. I really enjoyed it. I was mesmerized by this shit. I wish we could see some shots of the crowd and the look on their faces, you know? That would have been really, really cool. I enjoyed watching Emerson, especially in his mad scientist kind of phase. That was really entertaining. Anyways, thanks very much. I appreciate it very much, Caden, and I hope you guys enjoy this as well. Have a good one. Take care. I'll see you later. Peace.